Welcome to a new Cutthroat tier list. Today we're doing One Piece. Um, this doesn't have like all of the characters in it, although it does seem current because there's Gear 5. Um, so I guess we're gonna try and go from here. I'm a I'm a large One Piece fan. I don't know why I instinctively went with large, but I'm a big One Piece fan. I've taken away a lot of the tiers for this. I think these kind of signify what everything should mean. I guess we're starting this off with Shiki, which I don't know if I don't think canonically we've really seen his power, although in the movie he was, in Strong World, he was beaten by pre-time skip Luffy, and honestly, I think that kind of says a decent bit, although he did escape Impel Down and has a pretty impressive Devil Fruit, but we don't even know if he has Hockey. Actually, one second. Can I make another row? I'm just seeing Dragon down here. And this is kind of the only place we can put Dragon. We have no idea how strong he is. We haven't seen him do much of anything except stare to the east. Good on him, though. Good on him. And kind of just appear in emotional moments. And then he scared Smoker once. Whitebeard. This is not Prime Whitebeard, so I don't think he. It's hard to put him in necessarily God level because it's not Prime Whitebeard. If it was Prime Whitebeard, I'd say God level, but for now, I'm just gonna say Yonko, which he earned his spot there at Marineford. Frankie, I'd say he's about Shiki post time skip. Don Krieg, weak, no Hockey, no Devil Fruit, just has a cool weaponized armor thing. I don't even know if the armor was... No, the armor was definitely weaponized, but there's no point in that. Jack, I'm actually going to put on normal. He really never seemed strong in Wano. The only time he seemed strong was when he cheated and used the Queen's disease on Zoe. Can't remember what the disease is called, but I guess that's technically cheating, but there's no point in respecting him. But he's not weak. He certainly is not weak, but I don't think he deserves to be above Shiki. And I feel like it'd be fair, honestly, to put him at Frankie's strength. Law is going to be at strong. I don't think he's Yonko level. In the anime, he is... In both the anime and manga, he has beaten Big Mom, although he did that with Kid. I really doubt he would have been able to pull it off on his own. And then he was fighting Blackbeard and lost. Ivankov, I'll put it strong. I do not think Ivankov is Yonko level, but Ivankov is definitely above these three. Jinbei, I'll also put it strong. I'd say Jinbei and Ivankov are honestly probably about the same strength. Jinbei, we have not seen necessarily directly struggle in a fight yet, outside of when he was directly fighting Big Mom or I guess not directly fighting Big Mom, but completely against the odds in Whole Cake. While when Jinbei fought Who's Who, he did not struggle in that at all. Odin's gonna be at Yonko level. Well, I'd say he's at Yonko level because he didn't stand a chance against Prime Whitebeard, but I do think he could have beaten Kaido if in his fight with Kaido. I do believe he could have beaten Kaido if it had not gone the way it did with the first lady that had the clone fruit. I guess not the first, but the one who had it before Mr. 2. Why am I unable to remember his name right now? I respect that guy so much. Oh my god, I can't remember this guy's name either. His power's technically unknown, although I think he is rumored to be the not the strongest, the fastest character in One Piece. I guess probably besides Kizaru, since Kizaru can move at the speed of light. Shanks, I'm gonna put Yonko level. We know he can slap around the Admirals We've seen that both in Film Red and in the end of Wano, where he just from all the way across the island wireless hockeys and says, "Hey, you need to calm down." Doflamingo, this is an earlier Doflamingo. I'm going to put Doflamingo not necessarily at Yonko level. He is not at that strength, although as much as I like to wish he is. Doflamingo is one of my favorites. I'm going to put this one there too. I don't necessarily know why there's both of them, but Fujitora, I'll also put the same level. Fujitora just hasn't really done anything to signify how strong he is. Like, at the end of Dressrosa, he was picking up all of the rubble. Although I still bet even if he really went through with that, they would have gotten out. Well, they would have gotten out fine. Like, I feel like that's a bit avoidable, as large as the rubble was. Like, I mean, honestly, Zoro could have probably cut through that. Sabo, I'll put it the same strength. Sabo fought Fujitora. There wasn't really much to that fight, but like, there's no way to say there's a winner. He also fought Burgess before Burgess had a devil fruit, and he kind of slapped Burgess around a lot. Burgess really didn't do much, and he is a Logia user, which kind of at this point we've been taught that all Logia users are strong. Big Mom, Yonko level. Prime Big Mom we haven't really seen enough of to where I'd probably also keep her in Yonko level, rather than also putting Prime Big Mom in God, but Big Mom is definitely Yonko level. Part of me is tempted to put her in strong. She's definitely probably the lowest tier of Yonko in her state, just because she doesn't do a whole lot, although she is certainly strong. Beckman, I would say, is on Shanks's level. Beckman, that we've led to believe, is very strong. Kaido is definitely Yonko level, although it's hard to gauge exactly where, but I'd say he's kind of one of what sets the line for being Yonko level. Ace, I'd say, is same tier as Sabo. Prime Whitebeard, God level. It's like Whitebeard, but even stronger. Sanji, I'm assuming that, even though that's a screenshot from Whole Cake, I'm assuming it just means Sanji in general in terms of strength, which as of now, I'd put him at strong. His fight with Queen was pretty one-sided for him. Although most of it he just spent kind of brooding, being like, "Oh no, I don't want to be like my siblings." But when it actually came down to fighting, that was an awesome fight. Chopper, I'm gonna put him in normal. I don't think he's above Sanji at all. I do think he's weaker than Frankie though. The only thing he really has for him is Monster Point. Vivi, we haven't really seen do anything power-wise since time skip. I'd say she's strong. She's more strong, like, speaking-wise. She's good with words, but not necessarily violence. Yamato, I'm gonna put it strong, although I am lightly tempted to put her Yonko level. Put him at Yonko level. Put them at Yonko level. Just because, honestly, Yamato is... honestly, it's kind of favoritism, but... Pedro, we didn't get to see enough of. Pedro's very strong, but I don't know if I'd put him on the same tier as, like, Law, Ivankov, Jinbei. Like, I don't think Pedro could take on any of these characters. Although Pedro is strong. Arlong, I'd put it weak. I'd say there was a point where he would be at normal or strong, probably in his prime, but as of where he ended up in the series, I would say is weak, which I'd say he had the same treatment that, like, the other Warlords had that Luffy beat pre-time skip, where it seems like most of the Warlords that settle down on an island just get weaker. Katakuri, I'd honestly put at Yonko level. He was a rough fight for Luffy, and I don't feel like any of these characters could take him. Although I have always thought that one of the most interesting possible fights would be Doflamingo versus Katakuri. Joy Boy, we don't really know how strong he was. There is theories going around that he was a giant, which would usually make him stronger, and then also that, well, we know he had the Nika fruit, so I will put him at God with what we know about him. He was most likely a giant with the Nika fruit. So, Luffy, I'm assuming this is outside of Gear 5, which I put him in a Yonko level there. I feel like he, similar to Odin, could have beaten Kaido with only Gear 4 if there was no interference. Axan Morgan, I'll put him in weak. He's kind of useless. Baby 5, I'll put it normal. Baby 5 isn't amazing in strength, but Baby 5 isn't weak. She's a part of Doflamingo's crew for a reason. Kizaru, I'll put it strong, just because I feel like all of these characters could absolutely slap him around. Maybe not Luffy pre-Gear 5, just because I don't know if anything pre-Gear 5 could really catch Kizaru, although, who knows, because in the fight between Luffy and Kizaru, that is entirely one-sided. I'll put Brook in the same, or no, I'll put Brook in normal, because Brook I feel like is same as Frankie. Akainu, I'll feel bad because we haven't seen enough of him, like, lately, and he is very strong. I'm going to put him at Yonko level, because I feel like he's definitely stronger as the Fleet Admiral than the other Admirals. And although it is very hard to gauge his strength. I'm pretty sure this is Garp. Screenshot's a little hard to see. But that looks like Prime Garp, which is God level, because Prime Garp was able to keep up with Roger in terms of strength. Mihawk, as of now, I would say he's strong. He's supposed to be the strongest swordsman, although it seems very hard to gauge how strong he is, since it seems like it's also been forever since he's actually fought last, and now we just know that he is in the Cross Guild. Blackbeard, I'm not going to put Blackbeard on Yonko level. I think he has his feats, but I don't think he's done anything that shows that he would be strong enough to truly serve Yonko, like, strength compared to the other characters. Like, his fight with Law, I feel like he didn't do great in. And I don't feel like we've ever seen Blackbeard directly do great in a fight other than against Hancock. Crocodile, I'm gonna put him at the same level, because I feel like he's gotten stronger, and I feel like it's safe to assume he is the same strength as Mihawk now, since they are essentially the two leaders of the Cross Guild. Sengoku, this is not Sengoku in his prime, this is current Sengoku. I'll put him at strong. It's hard to really gauge at all where he is. He has an impressive Devil Fruit, and we know he was strong enough to be a Fleet Admiral. Roger, it's not technically Prime Roger, which, not that that matters. Prime Roger was stronger than, not Prime Roger was stronger than Prime Whitebeard, and we haven't really gotten to see any of Prime Roger. We just got to see the adventure with Odin, which was where Roger was still sick. Or I say still sick, where he was sick. Marco, I'm gonna put it normal, because he's not really a fighter. He is essentially a healer. He is impressive defense and healing, but I don't think he's really one for dealing much damage. Like, he was able to block Akainu's attacks during Marineford, and he was able to block King's attacks, but he never really did damage to anyone during, like, Wano or anything. And they did a lot of healing. Spondum, weak. That's obvious. He's got his elephant sword. That's what he needs to get by. Usopp, I feel like Usopp is strong. I'm gonna put him at normal, because I feel like Usopp is strong. He just refuses to fight, and that's the thing I hate about him the most. Like in Fishman Island, he seemed like pretty cool. I was like, oh wow, he fights now. But then they almost instantly threw that away, and I was like, all right. I'm so glad that we attempted to get character development for you, but In the end, you still serve as useless just because you're scared of everything. Carrot, strong. She has strong abilities. She's not like the strongest mink or anything, but I feel like she's stronger than all. Well, actually, I feel like maybe normal, because I don't think she's on any of their levels, but I do think she's stronger than Frankie, and I feel like Frankie's the strongest on this, or Brooke, or Pedro, and I feel like she's slightly weaker than Pedro, so I will keep her on normal. Kuro, I feel like Kuro had the potential to be strong. I feel like he's definitely stronger than Irelong and Krieg and I feel like he's the strongest one in the week. Kid, I think, is equal with Law, although Kid also isn't alive anymore. Yasop, I'm gonna put it strong because, well, I guess I'll keep him at Yonko level since, well, unknown. Piranha, Piranha's a really hard one for me because I know where she lies, but it's impossible for me because she's like my favorite character ever. Oh, we don't know where she's at strength-wise. You know, I'll just give her her own thing. She's currently just like my favorite character. Uh-oh. I have to do it out of respect to her. I can't shove her on a weak spot. I can't do it. Uta, I'm gonna put at god level because I feel like she could solo anyone. Rox, we're led to believe he is at god level. We're led to believe that both Garp and Whitebeard, or it took Garp and Roger to take him down. Aokiji, Kuzon, currently in a fight with not prime Garp. I'd say strong, but he definitely isn't Yonko level. I feel like Luffy could probably sweep him pretty easily. Smoker. Smoker, I'm gonna put it weak. We have not seen this man succeed once. The only time we saw him succeed is when we first got introduced to him, and he had a Logia, which was new to us. And other than that, every other time we've seen him, besides he grabbed Luffy. Oh, he had Luffy, and then he got scared of Dragon. Every other time we've seen him, he has been absolutely shit on. And, yeah. There's not much to say for him. I think her name was Sadie. Also, hard to put her anywhere but weak. Not Prime Rayleigh. We know he's weaker than Blackbeard. He's outright said it himself. But I feel like he is still stronger than some of the people on this list, or on that sort. And I'd say Garp falls in the same spot. Garp currently fighting Aokiji. I've got to put Lucci in the same spot just because Lucci versus Luffy is a nothing fight. Buggy's really hard to gauge the strength of, because we know he's similar to Usopp, where he kind of refuses to fight, but I feel like his Devil Fruit has a lot of potential. I'm going to put him with Usopp since I feel the exact same about them, and I don't feel like Buggy is a truly weak character. Anaru, I'm going to put it strong. I feel like the only reason he truly lost is because of his opponent. I mean, he even early on had observation hockey. I don't know if he had armament. I can't remember if they really delved that deep into that. I know there were a couple characters that did in Skype, I believe. It's a little bit hard to remember. It's been a while. Judge. I'm gonna put Judge at weak. I guess it'd probably be more fair to put him at normal. He's a character a bit hard to gauge strength-wise, but he is smart. Vanderdecken, I'll put it weak. I wouldn't say he alone is any strong, but his Devil Fruit's good. Khalifa. I don't know why this all says Pirate. Part of me's really tempted to change that. Khalifa, I don't think she's coming back, and from what we've seen, I'm just debating whether or not to put her normal or weak. I don't feel like she could take any of these characters. Yeah, I feel like she's more fair to keeping weak. Kuma's god. They muddled pacifistas off of him for a reason. He is a buccaneer. and his devil fruit is insane. And he has easily the best backstory. So I feel it's completely fair to keep him in God. Oh my god, I cannot wait for them to get to that point in the anime. Moria is a really hard one to gauge because he fought Nightmare Luffy, and honestly has a really impressive devil fruit. I feel like if we would have gotten to see him more in his prime and with hockey, he could have been much more impressive. I'm gonna keep him at strong because I think he's stronger than all of these characters, but I feel like there's a couple characters in here that he would not do so well against. Zoro, I'm actually gonna put on Yonko level. I don't think I feel like Zoro and Kaido would be even a close fight. As long as Zoro doesn't get well, I feel like Zoro could honestly probably tank a couple of Kaido's hits with what he did in Thriller Bark, the iconic scene. Honestly, I kind of feel like Zoro could be Big Mom by himself. I do feel like Zoro is stronger than Kid and Law. I feel like without Gear 5, Luffy and Zoro might even be on the same strength. Nami I'm gonna put at normal, although with the Zeus, I am gonna bump her up to strong, because I do think Zeus bumps her up. Tashigi is gonna be normal. I think she could probably beat... I think she's definitely stronger than Smoker. I'm assuming this is meant to be Sengoku Prime, which... Oh, well, that's him from Marineford. I'm gonna put him at Yonko level. I feel like that's a fairer place to put him, since we don't know a whole lot of his strength. Robin's gonna be strong as well. I feel like she's stronger than everyone in normal, and could kind of be... I feel like she might be the weakest of the strongs, though. Corazon, as much as I love him, he's not necessarily a fighter. At the same time, though, I think he's strategic enough to where he could beat any of these characters. That might just be me being favoritist. Oh my god, he's a hard one to gauge. I'm gonna keep him at normal. We'll say he's the weakest of the normal, though, but I think he has a good devil fruit, and I think he is a strategic enough character to where he could probably outdo most, if not all, of these characters. Sugar, I'd say Sugar's about the same. She's not necessarily strong, but her devil fruit is insane. Prime Rayleigh, I'm gonna put it Yonko level. I don't feel like he's quite Roger's strength, or Garp's strength. Did I? Yeah, no, actually, that's kind of fair. I think he is stronger than current Garp, though. Emu, we have no idea. Everyone kind of says that Emu's probably the strongest character, but I think there's no way to gauge it. I think that the only thing we've seen Emu really do strength-wise is, that we know for sure is Emu, is destroy an island. And we don't even know if that's necessarily his power. Or, because it could just be a weapon. There's, theories that he just has power over one of the ancient weapons. So he is gonna be an unknown for now. Because I do think I could totally see them in One Piece just, like, finally get into a big fight with him, and then he's super weak. I feel like they could do that just as a joke. I wouldn't be surprised. I think this is Oars Jr., if I remember right. Which, he's strong. He's in Whitebeard's crew for a reason. I don't know if I'd say he's Yonko level, but he is very strong. Rouge, we have not seen enough of. Although, going based off what we have seen of him, I would put him... I'd put him in strong. Because we know he's beaten Snack. And he has a really cool devil fruit, the pain fruit, where he can convert pain into strength. I'd put him at strong. I think that'd be a fair place to put him. I think he's weaker than some of these characters, definitely, but I think he's also stronger than a handful of them. Oars Jr., I'm gonna put in the same spot as Oars. Ulti's a hard one to gauge. I want to put her in strong. She her endurance is just insane. And she like literally broke Usopp's skull if I remember right. Uh, King is gonna be Yonko level. King is awesome. King is a Lunarian as well, so that definitely gives him some points. Rebecca's normal. She's not really a fighter, but she has really good observation. I don't remember this character's name. If I remember right, this is the girl that could talk to animals. I'm gonna put her at weak. I don't know why she's here. Kobe, from what we've seen, is pretty strong. I'll put him up with current Garp. Niji, honestly, I think all of these guys are gonna be the same, just as strong. Burgess is hard to gauge. He's definitely weaker than Sabo, but I think he still does keep his spot in the strong, especially with his current Devil Fruit. Sanji's doppelganger that I can't remember the name of. I'm gonna put him in weak. I don't think he deserves to really be anywhere else. I can't remember your name, but you're from. Why is Reiju on here? What? All right, no, I don't remember his name. He's from Galley Law. I'll put him at normal. I feel like he's pretty strong, but not horrifically. I'm not gonna throw out all the duplicates. I feel like all of Jerma are on the same tier. I don't think that. I think they're all just uniquely like the same strength. Oh, Sengoku's Buddha form will be with him, I guess. Maybe I should take this one down then. Yeah, I'll do that. I didn't know that was also on here. Hancock is a really hard one to gauge. I don't think she's quite Yonko level because she couldn't beat Blackbeard, but I will keep her at strong because I think she's definitely stronger than a lot of characters there. This is the guy from Alabasta, if I remember right. I'll put him. I'll put him in weak. Who? I have no idea who this is. I'm assuming this is a Baroque's work member. Same as this guy, I think. Bon Clay. Bon Clay, I'm gonna put it normal. He hasn't shown like any amazing like feats of he's had some amazing feats, but not necessarily of strength. He's a great character though. Mr. 5, I'll put it normal. Mr. 1, I'll also put it normal. Dawes Bones. I also feel like Dawes Bones is totally getting stronger. Mr. 3, I'll put it normal as well. He's not necessarily weak. And it's hard to gauge whether or not he would have gotten stronger with how Buggy's crew has been. I cannot tell who this is. So I'm gonna put that in unknown just because I can't even tell who that is. Probably probably just bad memory combined with. I'm assuming that's not a great screenshot. Pretty sure this is Mr. 4. Mr. 4, I'll keep in weak. Old lady in the Marines. I think she's strong, but I can't remember. Hina is pretty strong. We know that much. Momonga, we know he's strong. I feel comfortable putting him in normal. I feel like he'd probably give Frankie a run for his money. Virgo, I'm pretty sure his name was Virgo. I'll put him in normal. He has seemingly really good armament, but because he has full body armament, but we saw him win against Smoker and then lose against Law. I'm assuming this is just meant to be Prime Roger, which makes sense, so obviously God level. Caesar is really strong, but I feel like he has the same problem that Usopp has and Boogie, where he is not really a fighter. He is just a scientist. But he has like an amazing Devil Fruit. So I'll keep him in normal, but I feel like if he actually like let himself fight, he would be in strong. Monet, I think, is honestly about the same like strength tier as a lot of the normal. So I'll let her be there. Kinemon's very honestly, he's really strong. He kind of inherits Odin's will a little bit, so yeah. Kaku is a fucking strange one. I'm gonna keep him at normal. That's what I want to give him any. Why is Corazon here again? But I don't want to give Kaku any really decency. I'll put the two Corazons next to each other, I guess. Got the fan art one and the one where he's dying. Wait. Oh, I had Khalifa wrong. Wait. Who's the person I said was Khalifa? That's Hina. Wait. What? There's too many characters that are on here twice. Why is there two Hinas? Is one of them supposed to be like her with or without the devil fruit? Mononosuke, especially as a child, I'd say he's weak. I think he's relatively strong-willed at the very least by the end of Wano, but I don't think he ever truly gets strong until he just starts learning how to use his dragon. Oh my god, I can't remember his name at all. I know it was something funny. I think it was Hogback. I know it started with an H. Hachi, I'll put it normal. I feel like he's better than most of the weaks, but I don't think he's weak. Raizo, I think similar to Kinemon, he inherits the Will of Odin. Hawkins, I'm gonna put it normal. I don't think I think Hawkins kind of just abuses his devil fruit power, and other than that, he doesn't seem strong at all. Jozu was on Whitebeard's crew for a reason, although we haven't gotten to see enough of him. We know he was able to completely negate Mihawk, so I'll keep him at strong. Alvida, we don't really know. I'll put her at weak. She doesn't seem really like a fighter. Bardo, I'll honestly put it. I want to put him at strong, because really only just because of his devil fruit. His devil fruit is one that is really good, and he's really good at using it. He's a harder one to gauge, but I'd say he's stronger than Nico Robin. Spinning guy that I can't remember the name of, I'll put him at weak. Bluno, I'm also gonna put at weak. He has Cypher Pole training, but he is also probably easily the weakest of Cypher Pole. I'm Shiryu. I almost completely forgot his name. Shiryu, I'll put it strong. He's just a strong guy that can turn invisible. I don't remember this guy's name at all. I know he turned into an ox in Drum Kingdom. I'll put him at normal. I don't think he was weak. Sentomaru, I'm gonna put it strong. Sentomaru is essentially just known for having good armament hockey. That's what we've seen of him so far. We haven't gotten to see him do much, and we know he has high control pacifistas and a history with Kizaru. I'd feel more comfortable putting him in strong than normal. Cracker is very strong. I'm gonna keep him in strong as well, because even Gear 4 Luffy had trouble breaking through his devil fruit powers, which Van Augur then now seems very strong as well. So Magellan, I'd honestly kind of say is Yonko level. He did a number on Luffy. That's Scopper, I think his name was. I could be misremembering with Scopper, because that sounds a little wrong, but I know it sounded like Copper. Did I put Prime Rayleigh up here? I'll put him wherever Prime Rayleigh is. Yeah, he can hang out with Prime Rayleigh. Oh, I don't remember his name. I know it started with an I, and I know I really liked his devil fruit. I'll put him in normal. Then Gear 5 Luffy, literally a god, Joy Boy. And well, this is the list. I feel like I got a little fucked there, because some of them were on there multiple times. Some under just different pictures, but I feel like it could be better, but overall I am very fine with this list. It would maybe be easier to gauge with more characters, but yeah. Thank you for watching. Have a great night. I've been Cutthroat, and this has been One Piece tier list. I feel like I should say something more, but I have no idea. Perona, best character on this list. That or Uta. Bye-bye.